What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So I'm within a rock and a hard place, right? The reason is because my exit plan, I always try and build an exit plan beforehand. And it all depends on what I see within that information that kind of stays um, static, that stays the same amount and never really changes, right? I'm looking for what it is and what it will be based on all of that information there. So to explain, if the supply is a certain amount and I know it's going to stay at that certain amount, it makes me feel confident about that exit plan that I do have because I see the future and where things can go. I don't obviously see the future like I'm a psychic, but I see the future value in what it can be, as well as the different things that they're going to implement while keeping this one thing the same, meaning that there's no dilution there. However, with that change to where more was added to the max supply, that kind of brought in some fluctuation to this strategy where I'm like, do I believe in CRO? Do I not? My last exit plan had an initial selling point or my initial investment being taken at 50 cents. So, with that, a lot of people ask me, has my exit plan changed with the news that's out there? And while I believe it has, I keep going back and forth. So let's talk about my exit plan in this video, and hopefully you guys can get an understanding of the struggle that I'm dealing with, and maybe you're going through the same struggle. Even someone that has had experience building exit plans and that have been able to take profit over time and been comfortable with what they've been able to gain out of it, I still struggle with these things. So it's not just you, and I don't make it look easy because it is a very difficult decision that you have to come to terms with. You have to live with in the end. So if you guys could make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, if you guys want to check out my link for BTCC down below, this is a platform that's been around for over a decade. You have 300 plus crypto futures that you can trade. You have a 500x or up to a 500x leverage that you can trade, even down to a minimum of a 2x leverage, or you can trade outright. You can also demo trade on this platform. And if you decide to use my link down below, you will get a 10% deposit bonus, extra bonuses up to $10,055, 40% lower trading fees, just a lot of different benefits for this platform. And I am promising you that this is a phenomenal platform for leverage trading. It gives you all of the different charting that you need, that you want. And if you find a great strategy, you can be very, very profitable. Anyways, CRO has seen a little bit of a downturn, so some people are deciding to sell it at this level, and I'm not hating on them for doing it. Go ahead and do it, right? Make your money, be happy with what you've been able to gain, and we're seeing it down to about the 15 moving average. We could see it a little bit lower because it has broken through it, but we know of what this is going to be as we see the days and weeks go on. Um, Obviously, as we get closer to certain levels, you start to think about where is your cost basis? Um, where's your cost basis? How are you going to make your initial investment back? How are you going to make profit? When are you going to take these things? And these are some of the most questions that I've received. Is a lot around selling and finding my initial point to sell because it's not 100% confirmed. While I did talk about that being 50 cents, it may have changed as we look at it here today. So let's go into my exit plan spreadsheet. If you guys want this exit plan spreadsheet, feel free to check it out in the in Patreon. So I have a Patreon link down there, and I have my exit plan spreadsheet where you guys can get all different cryptocurrencies and put in your exit plan. All you have to do is fill in the coins that you have as well as what you plan to sell at what prices, and it'll give you kind of what your realized gains will be. Now, the issue that I'm dealing with is, first of all, let me address the elephant in the room. You see 410,000 coins. I've actually done the math, and for some reason, I thought 40,000 was not included in the 220,000 that we have there. So I have about 410,000, not 450. So that has definitely taken a lot off of the top, but still a lot of coins that I do have. And I do want to take some and just address where things are. So 100,000 is my forever balance. I'm never going to touch that. So that 100,000 is going to be subtracted from there. So we're sitting at a total of 310,000. Now I also have 50,000 that's sitting over in Coinbase that I want to kind of see grow long term. So I'm probably not going to touch that as well. So when I look at that, it'll be about 260,000, right? 260,000 that I do have in my possession to do something with. Now I also have 40,000 that's staked over on crypto.com. So that means that it'll be 220,000 that I'm currently dealing with. Let's say 220,000 I'm currently dealing with over there. I have some that's sitting in the DeFi wallet. I have some that's sitting, in crypto.com. Now, the only amount that can really be sold at the moment is actually on crypto.com, because about 30 or 40,000 is sitting in the DeFi wallet, and it's actually in an unbonding, it's unbonded period. So about 180,000 is what I'm left with to actually make moves on. Everything else, my 100,000, all that stuff will all sit where it's going to sit. I don't plan on touching those. I don't plan on doing anything with those at the moment. Maybe the extra 40,000 as it gets unbonded, but we'll have to see as time goes on. But right now, I have 180,000 to do whatever I want with. This is where things get difficult. Because if I decide to go, all right, I want to take the full 180,000 at 50 cents and just go, I want all of it to be gone. That's at 55 cents. That's $99,000 that I could receive. That's my initial investment plus a lot of profit. But I struggle with that, right? Because I don't want to sell everything that I have as a short-term play right now. I also see the future well above 50 cents because of the different things that have been implemented. So now this has kind of changed my mindset in what I plan to do. So I don't want to take my initial investment at 50 cents. I want to see it get up to 90 cents and maybe look at about 100,000 coins, or even, look at 80,000 coins and take $72,000, which would be about $30,000 over my initial investment, meaning that I have extra money. I have my initial investment. I have profit to do whatever I want with, but then I still have 100,000 coins left to play with as we move forward. Or I can take 100,000 coins. That's 1 million. I can take 100,000 coins, and that will be $90,000, which will be a good 50,000 over my initial investment. I'll still have 80,000 coins left to play with, plus whatever's in the unbonding period. And I can move along from there, making money as we move forward at, $1.25, at $1.45, at $1.50. How far do we see this going, actually? It's not something to where I even plan to become a crypto millionaire from, a CRO millionaire from. While it was in the past, it's no longer that with the addition of the supply. However, there will still be 100,000 coins sitting in my Ledger wallet. There will be more coins that are sitting staked for the cards, right? There will be more that's over on Coinbase to profit from later on. So it's not just taking everything that I own out of it. It's only looking at the things that I have available as of right now to make these moves. So I'm thinking that if I wanted to be safe, because 90 cents will probably be a significant point. As you get up there, and especially resisting away from $1 will be a significant point. So I'm thinking that 90 cents will be 100,000 coins. As I move forward and we find a way to break above a level of $1, $1 and about 25 cents will be another 40,000 coins. That's another $50,000. And then as we approach above that point, hopefully to about 175, which would be, and this is circulating supply, this is calculating the circulating supply as 44, but it's 33. As we get up to about 175, we'd be looking at about a $50 billion market cap. I'm thinking that a $50 billion market cap would be a significant point. So then I would then decide to take about 40,000 more. Maybe I would only take 30,000 more, leaving 10,000 left in there. Just to kind of see what that's going to be short term, and also being able to move that over, because I have 40,000 over there. I would like to have 50,000 total. So that's sitting there, as well as the 50,000 that's sitting in Coinbase. Together, it'll be an extra 100,000 to make whatever moves I want to make. So with that being said, that's the amount that we would have left. That's how much we would make from this. So turning the 40,000 into $186,000. Now that we understand that, let's factor in the entire amount. So the 410 total. Now we have 240 that is left over after that point. We get to a $2 price point. I most likely will take another 40 or 50,000. So I'll probably take a 50,000 hit, which will be about $100,000. And then we're sitting on 190. I have 40,000 left, or 50,000 left to do whatever I want with. And if we could find a way to see a level of $3, which would be a $99 billion market cap, it really depends on if we're going to see that. I will take that 50,000 that's sitting there. I don't know why I did that. That's not going to work. Control Z. I will take the 50,000 that's sitting here, and that's when I will decide to get to my total of 140. Now that 140 that's left over will be my forever balance, as well as what I plan on holding for the crypto.com cards. So total of what I can make, as we factor in everything else that will be released throughout time, I can make $439,000. However, short term, when we look at it in this run for this year, I should see 90,000, another 50,000 around these points. Maybe it could be the end of this year. It could be the beginning of next year, but I expect to see a lot more. So I'm not going to take profit at 50 cents, even though it is enticing. I'm not going to take it at 75 cents. I'm going to take it at 90 cents. That's going to be my starting point to take profit. And that's my exit plan. I have to be confident in that, no matter how much I think about it and I go, well, maybe I should, right? I could use it for this. I could put it here. Like, I have to stay firm in what I believe in and what I'm going to see. This is my exit plan, right? You can establish your own exit plan and say 50 cents is going to be your level, 60 cents is going to be your level. That's perfectly fine. But I think 90 cents is going to be my level. No matter how much I continue to question it in my head, 90 cents is going to be my level. So guys, let me know what you think about this. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Patreon at Perry8K. You can follow me over there. Don't forget about my link for BTCC if you guys want to trade CRO. But yeah, I mean, this just continues to go through my head. These exit plans are difficult. When things are static, when things are firm in where they are, it makes things a lot easier. But when you have any type of dilution or any type of fluctuation, it makes things insanely hard. Because all of these levels, you also have to factor in that 33 billion coins might not be 33 billion coins in a matter of a couple months. It might be 40. Then where do you go? Do you see that $2 level? Do you see that $3 level? If it's 50 billion, you're now looking at $150 billion market cap for $3 per coin. So it starts to get a little bit tricky. And then your exit plans start to change. That's where it's kind of just always continuing to move in my head. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.